Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyafunda incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esifundile. Sixoxela laba phela abanqinayo ukufunda incwadi nalaba nje abangenazo isikhathi sokuthi bazifunde izincwadi. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama reality shows, senza ama reviews, ama recaps, bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukusijoyina namhlanje ungakhohlwa ukuthi upress usubscribe button la ngezansi. Uma ngabe uyayithanda icontent yethu uphinde futhi upress i-notification bell eduze kuka subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Namhlanje na ngifuna ukukhuluma nge-issue evele ku episode 7 we Real Housewives of Durban season 2 episode 7, and then yasiya carried over yaya episode 8, and I know it's still going to be carried over to the reunion. Here's the thing that happened again. We know good, and in the last episode we had two groups, Mark Travel, we had a group Quantum, and we have a group ye private jets. So today I want to talk about what's kwenzeke kanjani ukuze kube ne private jet. What is the explanation uSorisha ayinikile when it comes to the private jet? How did she end up traveling with the private jets and enga driving njengabani? And how did she end up traveling with the people that she traveled with? How did she choose those people? I'm going to give you the answer that she gave, and then I want to hear from you from the comment section. Is it satisfactory? Is it satisfactory? Is it satisfying for you? Na. Okay, here's the thing Sorisha I show uthi at the dinner. I'm assuming ukuthi leya dinner that uMakhumalo was at with umyeni wakhe, because she says at the dinner when she was in my house, pointing to uMakhumalo, she says that we had talked about the trip. So while we were talking about the trip, we talked about the fact that we were going to drive to Elokhuzane Nambit. So now the husband, which as Vivian said, was no, you cannot drive. Listen, I'm a billionaire, my wife cannot drive, and her friends I guess cannot drive. So they tried to call somebody, I guess, who has access to ama private jets, to say, can you take these women to Enambeti? This was going to be something nice if it did happen. Bonke we're going to travel on a private jet by Elokhuzane Nambiti. And I'm guessing ama cost a private jet was going to be on Vivian Naidu. But then she says they found out a plane enkulu that can accommodate everybody was not available. A plane was not available. But he did say, indicates this person, he did indicate no, I only have a smaller plane that can accommodate a small number of people. So now the question is, now you have a plane that can accommodate a certain number of people. How did you choose who was going to travel with you, who was not going to travel with you? And obviously it makes sense that since at the time she was with Umakhumalo and her husband, that Umakhumalo would be one of the people that she will travel with. But then she goes on to say the parties that ended up on the private jet were there at the time that the decision was made to on a private plane. So it's like that confused me, because Pela Jojo was not there at the dinner and Eni was not there at the dinner. Then this makes me feel like there is another dinner that took place that we probably did not see on camera. Okay, and the producers want us to think the dinner that they are talking about is that dinner where Umakhumalo and Nomselegu only was there. Because when Usorisha said that the parties that ended up on the private jets were there when this whole thing happened, the others were not surprised by that information. Jojo was not surprised by that. Eni was not surprised by that. You can see somebody's face when somebody else is telling a lie about something. I felt like there is a meeting or a dinner or something that where they were together where this was discussed. Maybe the husbands had arranged for all of them to have dinner together, and then this came up, because otherwise then Sorisha is lying. If another dinner that we didn't see on TV didn't take place, where Jojo and her husband were there, and Annie and her husband were there, if that dinner didn't take place, then Lokuzana Sorisha is lying, because the only person that was at her house in the other dinner that was arranged was Umakhumalo. But that's the explanation that she gives. Honestly, this explanation makes sense if the dinner le esingayibonanga happened. If it happened, then it would make sense that if I'm calling to say, can you take her to Enambis, and they're like, no, we can only take 3 of you or 4 of you, and you already have 4 friends here, then it wouldn't make sense for you to call the other friends and say they're the ones abazongena with private jets. It would be the friends that are there. But when did that dinner take place? Did that dinner take place? If it did, then this explanation makes sense. But if it didn't, then we still have questions about how Jojo and Annie were chosen. We understand that Umakhumalo, it's because she was there. If they are talking about the dinner where Umselig was there with Vivian and Sorisha, the one we saw on last week's episode, if they are talking about that dinner, we still have questions about how she chose Usorisha and how she chose Ujojo. Now, after the whole conflict, and the other women are not happy about it, I still don't understand why didn't Serisha just say to the group, because they're all traveling together. I'm assuming maybe they have a WhatsApp group at this point where they communicate. We're all going to Nambiti, guys. How are you traveling? Listen, me and 3 other girls, we are going to travel on a private jet, guys. I'm really sorry. I really wanted to take all of you on a private jet, but they say that the other plane is not available, and we have a plane that has limited seats, so I cannot take all of you. If she is genuinely trying to build friendships with these women, I think that would have been the correct way to resolve it, to say, let me just let them know, even though they will be driving, but some of us won't be driving, and these are the reasons why they would be driving. So as a conclusion now to the private jet issues, this is what Usorisha said. She says, next time what I will do is that I will take the bill for the private jet and show it to the women, and I will say, guys, let's split this bill, and then all of you, let's come on a plane. Here's the thing, I think this doesn't make sense now when she says this, Ulokuzana, because she says the reason she left them wasn't about money, it wasn't about the status, it wasn't about the fact that maybe they cannot afford to go on a plane. It wasn't. Because we are under the impression that her husband was going to pay for the plane. So why is the bill now an issue? Because the reason that you didn't take these women on the private jet is because there wasn't enough space for them. So now, as a conclusion, you are saying next time billing back home share, and then we all go on a private plane. Can't did Ujojo no Annie no Makhumalo pay for the plane? Did they share a bill in this small plane? Did they share a bill? So why now, if next time there's going to be a private jet ride, why now would you take the bill and share it with the other women if you did not share it with Ueni, no Jojo, no Makhumalo? Did they pay? So which one is the reason, Sorisha? Which is the reason for leaving these women behind? Did you leave them behind because you thought they couldn't afford to pay for their share of the private jets, or did you leave them behind because you thought the plane was too small to take all of you? That statement confused me even more. I was about to buy her explanation until she said that statement. It could be that she just meant to be shady, but I think she shared some new information to us. There's an issue of the bill, who paid for the private bill, for the private plane, because I thought that her husband paid for the plane, so she has a right to take whoever and leave whoever. Now she's talking about splitting the bill. Why would she split the bill next time? Maseku no la Chonco no Mabusi, but she didn't split the bill with Ujojo and with Ulon. Why was she insisting last season, Sorisha, for La Chonco to call him gay? Because she was saying, I'm just a friend to you, just like Ayanda is a friend to you. Nami call me gay because Nami I'm your friend, just like Umabusi. But then when it comes to deciding who you take on a private jet, there's certain friends that you take because they probably would be able to afford splitting a bill on a private jet. Something doesn't add up here. Something doesn't add up here when it comes to Sorisha and this private jets. And you know, Usorisha really was presented as this person that is genuine, and that's how I received it. I received it as someone who's genuine, someone who's nice to everybody, treats everybody equally. But I'm having questions right now because of these answers that she's giving here. And maybe she just meant to be shady, she didn't really mean that, but it's almost like saying, okay, next time go to share bill so guess afford and see if you can get on the private jets. It felt like that, and it felt like we are delela based on his status sabo and their finances ukuthi mhlawumbe bona they're not as rich as her. She took uJojo noMakhumalo no Lona because she probably thinks they probably have enough money to be able to afford. If she had said to them, let's split the bill, they would have been able to afford, but the other woman wouldn't afford. So next time she'll just show them the bill, they will just run. I felt like that's what she means. This statement really raised even more questions when I thought to go to the issue of the private jet, we are putting it to bed, but I feel like we're not really putting it to bed because there's questions now as to whether Usorisha thinks of the other women in this group the same as she thinks of these women that she took on a private jet. I'm even questioning even more her reasons for taking those women. How did she choose them? Did she choose the ones that she thinks are the richest in the group? Did these husbands put money together to pay for this plane? Because if they did, then it's a simple explanation. They put money together to pay for the plane, so their wives went on a plane. But if they didn't, why ebasasazela ebathusa ngokuthi next time ngiyovele ngibabonise ibill is like batakela ngemali? You know? Guys, am I the only one who feels like Usorisha ngathi uyabaklasa laba based on the fact that uyazi ukuthi abanayo as much money as she does have yena? And maybe that's the reason now she's only getting closer to Makhumalo, and she seems to be getting closer to Ujojo, and she seems to who you never even see them spend time together really on the show. I don't know, I'm confused, guys. But I want to hear what you guys think about it. What did you think about that explanation? Was it satisfactory to you? That statement when she says, next time I'll just show them the bill and tell them, let's share. What did you think about it? Do you think she was just shady? There's nothing more to read from that statement? And do you think that these women should be satisfied with the explanation that she gave when it comes to the ride on that private plane? Guys, that is my video for today. Please like it. Don't ungaphumi kuyona ungazange uzuyilike it, and share this video with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Nginithanda kakhulu.